Continuing on with this FCA Friday from last week's FCA Friday. If you haven't seen that, it's all about my experience with sleep paralysis. So I recommend that you click on that because it gives you a little bit more detail. But because I experienced sleep paralysis, as a quick catch-up, it led me to being a lucid dreamer. I have lucid dreams very often. If you don't know what a lucid dream is, this is the sensation of realizing you're in a dream. And people who lucid dream are often able to control their dreams. And I do this, and I do the worst of the lucid dreaming, where I know that I'm in a dream, but I can't control things in it. That one's the worst for me. And I'll go ahead and just explain that. The way that I know that I'm in a dream, because people always want to know, how do you know you're in a dream? There are certain things that only happen to me in dreams. And when those things happen to me, it clicks in my brain that it's a dream. And those things are, if I try to run away, you may have heard that you can't run in dreams. I can't run in dreams. And I'm usually getting chased by something in a dream. I have a lot of nightmares. I don't have a lot of nice dreams. I can turn them into nice dreams, but they don't start out very nice. Most of the time, something terrifying is happening to me. And so if I'm getting chased and I try to run, it feels like a rusty machine trying to be activated again. So I'm trying to go like this, and it's feeling more like this. It specifically feels like the femur part of my area, like right here. I just go, I just can't get my legs to move, so I'm going really slowly, and then whatever it is just rushing up to me. It's scary. And I usually get caught, but it's usually when I'm trying to run, after a couple steps, I'm like, why can't I run? I'm like, I can't run. I'm in a dream. I'm not actually going to get hurt. This person doesn't actually exist. This monster isn't going to get me. That makes me feel better. I also have the lucid dreams where just something really weird happens. Once, imagine a really nice chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's like it's a chicken, and it's a giant chicken, but it's all fluffy and soft, like a person holding up a sign, kind of chicken costume walking by. That happened in a dream. Just all of a sudden, in the middle of a house, a chicken costume person thing walked by, and I was like, dream! Those things just click to me. I call them trigger alerts. And another trigger alert that I have is if I am calling somebody a name, but the face isn't the name, or if I call them a family name, like if I call somebody, it's usually aunt or uncle. So if I go and I'm like saying, hi, Aunt Michelle, and this person doesn't have my Aunt Michelle's face, or it's a person I've never seen before, like, calling you Aunt Michelle, but I don't know who you are. And I'm like, oh, that dream. Or if I don't have an Aunt Samantha, for instance, and and in my dream I'm going, Aunt Samantha. But I'm like, wait, I don't have an Aunt Samantha. And it just clicks in my brain. I'm like, okay, I'm good with this. So I very happily take those dreams. The bad lucid dreams are when I realize I'm in a dream and I can't control it. When you can't control a lucid dream, it's scary because you have all of the terrible sensations. As I said, I have a lot of nightmares. So you have all the nightmares of how real it feels. And even though you're like, I'm in a dream, but you can't seem to stop things, I can't explain to you why that happens. I don't know why sometimes I can control the dream and sometimes I can't. Most of the time I can. But when I can't, it is the worst night's sleep ever. When I'm having a lucid dream and I can't control, like for some reason I can't will the manipulation of the environment or the people in the dream, it becomes the worst night's sleep ever. Because like my body is still going through the fear, my heart's still pounding, I'm still trying to get away from the terribleness. I'm experiencing all of the sensations while simultaneously knowing I'm dreaming, and then I become worried about why I can't change something in the dream, and it wears me out. So when I do actually wake up, I feel like I ran a marathon untrained. It feels like I was driving for 6 hours straight. I just feel so exhausted. And then I'm usually grumpy. I'm usually grumpy. It's not a good thing. But when I can control the dream, those are the best things ever. How I control my dreams is a very interesting way, because like I said, since I experience nightmares, what I usually want to do in the dream is stop whatever is scaring me. That's usually my very first priority. I do not like being scared. I don't go to haunted houses. I don't do anything like that. The sensation of fear, the norepinephrine, aka adrenaline rush that people get from being scared, I don't like it. It's not good for me. Just a personal preference. So I'm usually aiming to stop whatever's scaring me. Just the sensation of knowing I'm in a dream is usually enough to calm my immediate self down, and then I can usually control the situation. How I normally end up doing this in a lucid dream situation is I just repeat, I feel like I can control the future and I get to have all of the choices. So I usually just replay from a certain spot in the dream how things will turn out. For instance, I had a very scary dream where when I first was having the dream, I had a suitcase, and I don't know what was in the suitcase. I don't know where it came from. All I remember was having a suitcase, and I was having this man who was bald, and he was chasing me, and he was wearing a black shirt and black pants, and he was chasing me, and he was really mad. And I didn't know what he wanted this case. I don't know if it was from the mafia or the FBI, something like that. Wanted this suitcase. And when I was trying to run away from him and I couldn't run, trigger alerted, and then I turned him and just gave him the case. I was just like, here, take it. And he just looked at me, and then he hit me in the face, and I blacked out. When I woke up, and in the dream, this all happened. At that point in the dream, I just restarted it from a point where I started running away. I have things I can do in my dream. A lot of people, they've mentioned that they can fly in their dreams. I'm one of those people. But I have a thing where when I want to fly in a dream, there are certain circumstances that have to be met. First of all, I have to be outside. I cannot fly or hover in a building. I have to have open sky, and I have to do a little jump. It's like this. I have to be able to do a jump to get up into the air to fly when I lucid dream. So if somebody is holding me down, if I'm on the ground flat on my back or on my stomach, or if I'm inside, then I can't fly. Like I said, most of the time I'm escaping danger in my dreams, so that's probably why I choose flight, because if you're in the sky, who's stopping you, right? Another thing I do is, if you've ever watched The Secret World of Alex Mack, a really old 90s show, she used to have this ability to turn into liquid and just melt. I have a similar thing when I'm lucid dreaming, but what I do in my lucid dream is this can only happen if I'm pinned against a wall that has another side to it. This will not work on the sidewalk. It will not work on asphalt or on the street. It's only against a wall or against a tree, something where I can go to the other side of it. And I just kind of melt into the wall. I just fade into it and then can come back out the other side, and I can readily escape whoever is pinning me. And that's typically the way that I do that. If somebody has me on the ground and they're on top of me, I can't fly, there's nothing for me to meld behind. The way that I typically escape that is I just restart the dream. I don't have an escape mechanism that's meant for that. I can't make myself have super strength in my dreams. Don't ask me why. It's just not something I can manipulate. But I just restart the dream. If I'm in an inescapable point, just restart. and redo it. I'm like, all right, don't let the person get me on the ground because I will not escape that. It's sort of like a redo in a video game, basically, is how I handle lucid dreams that I can control. It's where I can't control everything or every situation, but there are certain things that I know not to do, or certain things that I can't let happen, or I know I'm going to be in trouble. One of them, I flew away from the guy who was chasing me. I went into the playground and I just sort of jumped around the playground area, and he kept trying to chase me. And then I ended up climbing up this sandy dune that was by the playground, and he was right behind me. But I was able to get my footing on a particular rock, and I was able to jump, and I just went into the sky, and the sun was blinding. And then I woke up and there was sun in my face in real life. And that's typically how I do that. Don't ask me why when I can manipulate the dream. I think it's because I just know I can redo it. When I can't control the dream, I'm just like, whatever's about to happen to me, I'm just subjected to. And it's not fun for me. Tell me about your lucid dream experiences. What can or can't you do in your lucid dreams? Let me know. Do you have trigger alerts that tell you you're in a dream? Or do you not lucid dream and you find it fascinating, or you find it really dull? Let me know, and I will see you next week for FCA Friday. I'm vlogging all of August for my birthday month, and there's Makeup Mondays coming up too.